communicate directly with AP. Okay, so that means like in this case, I think yesterday you see some of the, take some more example. uh, So for example, this is our VTUX. Okay, there is some different way that we could connect the VTUX. So of course this is yeah, I think can be direct connect also. So one way is that if let's say we are using CPX APA, you could connect it directly like the WAF terminal with a field bus. So in this case, you can just communicate with the field bus and then you can control the WAF terminal. Okay, so this is in terms of CPX APA, you connect directly. Okay, but you can also have another communication here, what we call as a AP communication. So then you can connect it like what we are showing here, the API communication. So just link from the API field bus to the VTUX AP directly, then you can control the VTUX. Okay. So, but of course, later on, from what I understand, that we are going to release a device that directly we will have a field bus here. So then that means you don't need a field bus like this. So just with VTUX alone, right? Then you can have a small field bus here directly. It can be controlled with the field bus. Okay. This is something that it's already available for like our older WAF terminal like BTUG, right? You could have, if yesterday, I think probably Yikai has already touched this topic, like VTUG, you could have attached a field bus port on the VTUG so that you can control directly from the field bus to control the VTUG. Okay. Okay, so let's just go through the slides slightly here. So okay, as you can see here, the AP system is actually is called Festool Automation Platform, and the AP it's a Festool technology. But we don't have to go too much details into that. But just for example, you see here. For our field bus, we have a LAN connection, Ethernet connections. Just like our CMMT, for the field bus interface, right, we supported main field bus, basically the Ethercat, Profinet, Ethernet IP, and Modbus TCP. So most of our product, or at least the upcoming, the latest product, right, these are the field bus that we will be supporting. Okay, but the difference is that for CMMT, right, we have multi-protocol, but for the CPX API, we do not have multi-protocol. So, like if let's say customer is using a different field bus, they will need to have a different field bus interface. So we have CPX API -EP -PN -EC. So depending on what field bus they are using, they need to use the corresponding interface. Okay, and the good thing about our interface is that each of them would have an integrated web server, just like our CMMT. So, like for example, CPX API EP, when you have connected IP address to it, right, and then you connect to the network switch. Okay, your laptop will be able to access to the web server, and then you will see you are able to see the web server. Then from the web server, you can see that what are the I/O that has been detected by this CPX API. And then you can also do certain configuration on it. For example, like analog input, okay? Let's say the CPX API analog input module. For the analog input module, for us, it's freely configurable between whether the analog input is 0 to 10 volt or 4 to 20 milliamp. And where you can do this configuration, you can do it on through the web server, or you can also connect it with our FAS. I think it probably mentioned here somewhere, I don't know. Yeah. You can connect with FAS and then you can do the configurations on the interface. Okay? So just some USB here, as mentioned, it's lightweight, it's very light and it's very compact. Eco-friendly, these are things. Okay. Then for the CPX AP device, you can connect it up to 80 modules. Okay, so that means for what the interface is counted as one module, and then you can have additional up to 79 I/O module. Okay, but of course this is provided if your field bus for each field bus, right, there is a limitation of how many bytes they can communicate. So let's, for example, we see here. Yeah, over here. So for example, it did mention like different type of inputs, like if it's a Profinet, you can have a max input of 1024 bytes and same for output. But for Ethernet also the same, but for Ethernet IP or Modbus, you can have 4096. Okay, so that means you can connect up to 79 modules as long as it does not over this amount of bytes. Okay, so for example, if let's say you are only connecting with DJ input, like 79 DJ input, you probably just use like 80, I don't know, 79 times 2, like 158 bytes. Okay, it's below this, so it's okay. But if let's say we are using our IO-Link module, IO-Link module can be up to 32 bytes per port. So each I will just do the math. If let's say you think you have like 50 or 60 of IO-Link module, right, it probably will be over this max total already, then you cannot use it. Yeah. So yes, you can up to 80 modules, but also keep in mind that you need to be within this maximum total input and output. So this is for CPX APA. I believe CPX API is the same amount of input and output bytes, but you guys can refer to the catalog later on. Okay, so for API, right? For APA, you can see that the power supply is actually from below. So you have one connection, okay, and then the power supply is connecting. Like if let's say I have IO module, everything here, right? It's connecting here, then go directly to the module behind. So you only have one power supply. Okay, you can add an additional sub base for the power supply if let's say you want to have a different power supply. But that means you need because this is the sub base with power supply, but most of the sub base it's without this big thing here. Later you can see that it's just a flat one, like something like this. So those are without power supply. But for CPX API, each of the module they have a power supply port. Okay, so that means of course you can loop it like for two modules. You can loop the power supply from this module to another module for to connect. But you can also have the individual supply for that. So like this module, right? You add a power supply here, then this module you have another power supply. So the good thing about this is that it's flexible. You can have easily you can have a different power zone because sometimes in our customer they will want like the power zone, like for example they press on emergency on this, right? They just want to cut off the power for these sections of the IO module, and that section they don't want to cut off. It can continue. So with this, they can easily achieve the power zone. Yeah, as well as because each of the power, right? I think it should be later. It will be mentioned in the slide later. But since we are here now, I just talk about it. If you check the module, right? Each of the power, each of the module, the power supply they can have for the sensors and the load supply, right? It's up to 4 amp. Okay. So, but the thing is, just now we mentioned you can have up to 79 module. If let's say you have a 79 digital output module, you might not have the, if let's say you just connect it all in a straight serial, right? You might not have enough power supply for all the 79 digital output module. Okay, because as mentioned, they have an internal fuse inside and maximum is 4 amp. So if you have too much of digital module, like maybe you need to do that's when you need to do some calculation. Like for example, if let's say I have 10 digital module here, I will have a power supply of 4 amp. Okay, it can be serial connecting it like to 10 digital module. But if let's say I have another 10 here, I may need an additional power supply, a different source. Okay, so that it's not loop, because as mentioned, like you are connecting to 10 digital module, you may need use up to more than 4 amp. If more than 4 amp, then it might burn the fuse inside. So that's when you need the additional loop of the power supply. Okay, yeah. Okay. I'm not sure about the failure accession thing. Because we don't really have a safety IO yet, but that's the later part. Okay. So yeah, as you can see here, this is our Fieldbus interface. Then it connected to like maybe the digital IO module, and this is IO link module. Then a lot of our sensors or SMS, which we will touch later on. This can be connected to the IO link. Do you guys know what is IO link? Yeah. Yeah. Richard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You guys have the basic origin, right? And you can see from AP it also connect directly to the WAF terminal. Okay. Okay. So let's see. Yeah. As mentioned here, these are the few bus that we are supporting right now, and these are the IO module that we have. One thing that you will notice is currently it's still not so it's not a full range yet, because we only supported 4AI, but we still do not have an analog output module. Yeah, that's the problem right now. So it's from what we know is that it will be coming out later on. I think the 4AI was supposed to be come out already, but so far I don't think. Let me just check the catalog. Yeah, I believe we still do not have it. Yeah, we still do not have it yet. We still do not have an analog output module yet. Okay, so and this is an old slide, so the timeline here is probably not accurate anymore. Okay.
Oh, the 4AEAO already released too, right?
No, I don't think so, because we only have 4AI.
Yeah.
So we still do not have any module that has an analog output. Yeah. So that's the and you can see here these are the current portfolio
And development.
Yeah, and development. Yeah, so that means for this one we still do not have. Also for digital IO, we only have a PMP one, so we do not have an NPN digital IO yet. Okay, and they mentioned that it's still in development, but we still do not have an idea when is it going to be released. Okay, then this is not. This is just a certificate. The EX one, we just don't think about this first. This is a future development. Basically, we don't have it yet. So, as mentioned, from your FMS, you can connect to the CBX API. EP for sure EP we can connect it straight away. So Profinet, you will need to have at least a Siemens PLC to assign the IP address, the Profinet name, device name to the device first. Then only you can connect to the web server or connect through FAS. And for EtherCAT, right? There's few things you can do. If let's say you are connecting to a PLC, you will need to enable what we call as Ethernet over EtherCAT in order to connect to the web server. So. For example, like I'm not sure if this is available for every PLC, but for Festo PLC, right, when you have the when you are configuring the EtherCAT slave, right, you could have enabled a function called Ethernet over EtherCAT. Okay, so that means when you enable this, right, the PLC would assign something like a virtual IP address to the EtherCAT slave. Okay, and when you are connecting to the PLC, and the PLC has an EtherCAT connection to this EtherCAT slave, right, and EOE is enabled, then you will be able to access to the web server as well through this way. Yeah. So later I can show it to you like how we can do it from desktop PLC. Okay. I believe like TwinCAT since Backoff is also using Codisi, they can do it as well. But I'm not sure if let's say like the other PLC like Omron using EtherCAT whether they have this function or not. Okay. So but for EtherCAT there is also another way which I briefly told you guys about it last week. It's most of our newer EtherCAT module, right, we have something called as a backdoor mechanism. So what I mean backdoor mechanism is that you can connect, okay, so just imagine this is an EC, okay? You can connect the port to the out port, okay? And then you connect to your laptop, right? You will be able to find an IP address for this EtherCAT, but provided that your EtherCAT is not running. Yeah, so you connect to the output, right, and then you do a power cycle. Without the EtherCAT is running, right, you are able to. There will be an IP address for this EtherCAT slave, and then you can connect to the what was that called to the web server, or you can connect with FAS and do some testing.
What you call it? The name?
Backdoor
we call
mechanism.
Backdoor mechanism.
Only Festo has.
I don't know. Yeah, but best like for example our CPX AEA, CPX API, or like the older CPX FB something 37, all we have a backdoor mechanism. Okay. Yeah, this is important, especially when we are trying to do some troubleshooting. To like for example, like customer claim that our IO link is our IO link module is not working or something like that. We could have just but the problem could be coming from their PLC, like they do something is wrong. But we could have verified that with the background mechanism, connecting with like the FAS to control the IO link device to show them that it's working, something like that. Okay. All right. Next slide. Okay, so this is just some how to say, some benefits of our CPX API, as you can see, because it's all individual device. So you could have like CPX API, you see like each of the device connecting in each of the customer machines far away, because the AP communication you can have. Okay, I think did I mention this? For the AP communication, right, between these two modules, you can up to 50 meters. Yeah, so it's quite long. Yeah, so you like customer, when let's say they have a very decentralized machine like what we are seeing here, and if each of the device are very far away from each other, they can use our CPX API, and then they have a very far decentralized remote I/O module, and then they don't need like all the if let's say for example they are using CPX API, they need a few bus interface in each of the location, right? But for CPX API you don't need that. You only need one few bus interface, and then you can have the I/O module at a different places, and as long as okay, sorry, it's not the total length of 80 module. Between like this first module and second module, it's 50 meters. So you can have like 50 meters to here, and then another 50 meters to another module. Okay. So these are just sales figures. It's not important for us. Okay, this is also a future development. Just have a look. It doesn't matter. It's a CC link that we
For Mitsubishi.
we may have in the future, but currently it's not released yet. Okay, so just don't just ignore about this first. We will wait for it to have official release, and okay then also for this is also future development because we will have a safety remote I/O, but again it's not released yet. We don't have much information yet. Okay, so yeah, API was for the whole system. Okay, up to 80 device per node. Yeah, okay, nothing much. Yeah, up to 50 meter. This is mentioned up to 50 meter for each module. Between each module, so it can be 50 meter here and 60 meter here. Okay. Okay, so just for the topology, right? For the AP communication, we can't really have a ring topology or like whatever. We can only have a linear topology now. So that means as this is not clear. Let's see this. Okay. So for example, you can only have a linear like. From the few bus, right, you can only have a linear here like this. Yeah. But what we could do is because each of the module, right, we have two AP com, so you can have linear from the left com to like this to the right module, and then right com to the another set of module. So you can have two. You can have star to. From the interface, like you can only have like two star to two different I/O modules, but you can't make it into a ring loop. Okay, but for our interface, for our field bus, for EP and Profinet, we could do a device ring topology provided the customer PLC is supported. Okay, for EtherCAT, I'm not sure, but because I don't know like. Tom, for your experience, have you heard of like you should have heard of some of the EtherCAT in ring loop, right? Is there something like that?
Like
or,
redundant.
yeah, or is it
Backoff,
yeah.
yes.
So for this one, to be honest, I do not have information whether our EtherCAT module support like whether it can support the redundant from Backoff VLC or not. But from what I know, like Profinet and Ethernet IP, we can support the ring loop. Yes. For EtherCAT, I'm not sure. Because first thing is Festo PLC does not support, so they did not tell further like whether our EtherCAT can be worked with. Like
If they have support, then they have to be having two more EtherCAT in PLC, one for our.
But that's the PLC, right?
Yeah.
But how do we know if the EtherCAT device can support or not, or is it like all EtherCAT device will support the redundancy?
Actually, yes. One part from PLC and another part, I think it should be the device. In the device, so we have two ports, one in and one out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely what we already have.
But the main thing that PLC should handle, because
okay.
finally is look from output to the input of
So
PLC.
by right, if that's the case, by right, our EtherCAT should be support the redundancy also, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Because I'm not sure it's because, for example, like Profinet and Ethernet IP, right? It will mention in the catalog that it support the DLR and ring topology.
Yeah.
But for EtherCAT, they did not mention it, so I'm not sure whether is it like I don't know for EtherCAT device, is it like they need to mention specifically, or as long as the PLC support, then they will be like the device will support as well.
Yeah, one way you can test that you connect from PLC to input, right? Input of the devices, or you connect from PLC to output to devices. If both of them work, then you have the redundant on the device.
Okay, so you mean like if let's say we can test like from our EtherCAT, EtherCAT master, connect to the output port of the slave and it work, it should have the...
Yeah.
Okay.
We can see that Ethernet IP, even to plug on the input or output, is so will work.
Yeah, then I think our EtherCAT don't support because I tried to connect it to the output before and it doesn't work.
Yeah. Before that, in Bosch I also tried it. Didn't work.
Yeah, so probably that if that's the case, I think we that means our EtherCAT module does not support the EtherCAT redundancy. But for Ethernet IP and Profinet,
yes.
Yeah, later you can try.
Ethernet IP I tried.
You can right? You can.
The case in Wolffield.
Okay. Okay, so this is okay. Just some comparison here because as mentioned, this is our new technology AP communication, right? Then the CPX Classic is what we have been using for the old technology, the CPX Classic one. As to comparison, you can see here for API AP communication is much faster compared to the old technology, which we call it as a CBus. Okay, so there's a lot of limitation on the CBus, like because amount of module we can only have up to 48, and each terminal means that connection here, like each of the connection here, they can only have up to 10 IO module. Okay, 10 IO module. But for the CPX API, we can have up to 15 per terminal. Okay, so yeah, as you can see here, power supply is 4 amp. If let's say we are using the CPX API, but for this modular one, it's 16 amp. So it's a lot more than that. Okay, oh, it's touchscreen. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay.
What is CPX Classic?
CPX Classic is let's hold on. Let me see if we have this.
Ao lưng á.
It's our older products.
Oh.
Yeah, so this is also the you can see that it looks exactly like our CPX APA. So it's the same thing, like there's a remote IO here, and then there's one terminal, then they can control. Okay, but the main thing, main difference between these two modules is that of course there is some other benefit, like maybe it's like the weight or whatever. But one thing is that for this module, like this IO module, for them to communicate with each other, right, it's using what we call as a CBus. It's also a Festo technology, but it's an older one. But CBus is only with a data rate of one M baud, and they can only have maximum process data of 64 bytes. Okay, yeah. So the difference is our new one is using the AP communication. So basically the spec is a lot faster, with a lot of cycle time, longer range between each other. So we can have more modules, and yeah, that's why it's basically telling you that why do we need to change from the old module to the new AP module. Okay. Okay. Maybe I'm not sure if you can run this. There's a video. No videos. We can't see the video. Okay, here is some application example that they have, like how they use the AP, but I think I can't see the video, it's just a picture. But basically, if we look at it, it's just telling you that it's cost down. And okay, one also thing about CPX API, it can be have a high IP rating, so it can be used outdoor, because if you see here, everything is sealed. If let's say when you use a connector, right, it's actually sealed as well, so you don't have the you can achieve a higher IP rating. Same with our CPX APA. Okay, I think our older module, like the one, right, you can't reach up to such IP rating. Then yeah, I think that's all. Okay, that's all for CPX API for now. We take a short break.